It's Spring Officials Appreciation Week across Division II, and here in the Lone Star Conference, we are proud to have the opportunity to celebrate our Stars and Stripes. I'm Brandon Tripp, and today we are joined by LSC Coordinator of Officials for Softball, Mike Raynor. Mike, welcome.
Hey, thanks a lot, Brandon. Glad to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Mike. Wanted to start off and just ask you to give us a sense of your background as an umpire, kind of how you became an umpire, what drew you to officiating, and how you became a coordinator of officials.
Very good. Brandon, I grew up in South Georgia, and everybody down here that wanted to coach wanted to be a football coach. And I was a head football coach and head baseball coach, and found myself with 3 daughters. And they were not going to play football or baseball. So I found a sport that I liked and they liked, and I moved into fast pitch softball. And I spent a lot of years as a dad and a fast pitch coach, a travel ball coach, a high school coach. And I began to officiate softball, and I was officiating in the SEC and the ACC. And I was rocking along as a high school travel ball coach at the gold level in Atlanta, and umpiring every weekend that I could. And in 2005, one of the Division I mid-major schools in my state, Mercer University, hired me as their head coach. So I jumped out of being a dad and being an umpire and coached for 5 years at the D1 level. After 5 years, my mother got sick, and I decided to take time off and go spend some time with her. She passed away in 2 weeks. So I looked in my closet, got my umpire hat back out, and jumped back into umpiring. So for many years, I wasn't sure if I was a coach or an umpire, but I really enjoyed both roles, and I enjoy my role now. And in about 7 years ago, I was umpiring an SEC series, and after the Saturday night game, I got a call from the ACC commissioner, and he said, "Hey, we'd like for you to consider being our umpire coordinator." On that day, I was about 25 years older than my 2 partners, and I thought this would be a great move into a new role, so I became a coordinator. And I began to pick up conferences, and after I had picked up the Southland and Conference USA, and I had a huge pool of umpires in a geography that made good sense for the Lone Star, the Lone Star Conference called and said, "Would you be willing to talk to us about our conference?" And the reputation of the Lone Star was great. It's referred to as the SEC of Division II. So I had those conversations, took on that job, and I've enjoyed it a lot. It's a great conference, and I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, and we're really glad to have you. Just coming up on a year, just still in the first year.
Yeah. I mean, we're in the first full season, so we're trying to figure out how to dance with everybody.
That's great. Give us the sense of what you do in your role as a coordinator of officials for softball.
Well, you begin to understand the policies and procedures and expectations of the conference, and you go out and you confirm, develop, and create an umpire staff that's going to satisfy the needs of the conference. So I'm constantly looking for umpires, evaluating umpires, training, maintaining, and developing this ever-changing pool of umpires. And you have to represent the umpires to the coaches, and you have to represent the umpire pool to the universities. And it's a never-ending 24/7 job. When you're dealing with so many people, of all the things that you and I can decide to do in life, dealing with people is often the most challenging, and certainly if one's an umpire and one's a coach.
Yeah, for sure. Mike, obviously you have a ton of experiences as a coach, as an umpire, as a coordinator of officials, been around the game for a long time. What is it that makes a good umpire, and why is having good umpires such an important part of the game?
Well, like so many things, Brandon, they have to love the game, and they have to love quality officiating. They have to be coachable. They have to be trainable. They have to be good listeners. They have to have good judgment. They have to have game management skills. They have to be willing to to work hard with the game and work hard with the coaches. And they have to understand my job and the job of the coach, because we're all working hard for the student athlete. But these good umpires are also good people, and your poorer umpires are not as always such good people. So you have to weed through these people and search through these people constantly. It's a challenging job. In today's world, we really need mentors and role models. And that's what I tell my umpires, or our umpires, that I expect them to be role models and mentors and examples of people that are facilitating a game for the conference, and do it in a way that when you leave, we're not sure who was really there, but we had a great game and you're gone, and we'll wait for the next game.
Well, Mike, thank you so much for joining us today. And again, thank you for all that you do for the Lone Star Conference. And we're glad to have you.
Thank you very much, and I'm glad to be on the team.